Drafted last year in the 4th or 5th round, but he was going back to school, and of course, went and got him. And then I looked up, and we played him, and I went back to watch the game film, and he did very well against JJ and J-Dub. So we knew immediately we wanted him, and I thought it was going to be like real easy, slam dunk. Call, get in touch with him. Next thing I know, Ohio State, Oklahoma, all these other schools were trying to get him because he was probably at the time the #1 left tackle in the portal. But he came, and his parents seen that this was a good culture here. He got some very good parents, very religious parents. And he was supposed to go to Oklahoma, I think, after our trip, and he ended up telling us that day that he's called back my office and said, "Coach, I think I'm going to stay here." And we were elated because we all knew the issues we had with our O-line, last year. So, that was getting him was really, just as good, just as important as getting a quarterback. And he's been everything you want. He's been a pro. He was volunteering on, like when we have official visits. He's a senior and he's volunteered to do host kids. So he's everything we wanted, everything.
Can you tell just the kind of cascade effect of having that left tackle position in the offense fixed, just the effect it has everywhere else?
Yeah, because that was the elephant in the room last year. And I think when we got him, solidified him, it just gave us confidence that, okay, we knew we still had Flax. We knew we had some other guys. But at least we knew we had a solid left tackle. And I'm going to tell you a great story about him. When Courtney got in the portal, Courtney was a left tackle, and it was the same connection. Somebody else that I knew his dad. And it was actually Jansen Dunn's dad played college basketball with his dad and said, "Hey, this kid thinking about going in the portal." And we was like, man, he's a left tackle. And to tell you the type of guy Marcus Cox is, Marcus Cox came to me and said, "Hey, Coach, I'll play right tackle." And I think when he said that, Cortland's parents were like, "You know what? That was a good gesture for him, so we're coming to play right tackle." But he, just getting Marcus, I think it made Liam a lot happier, made Stoops a lot happier, and it made us now say, okay, we got this block, now let's get this block developed with 2 or 3 guys.
Liam just said tight end's the deepest position on the offense. Can you get all those guys involved?
Man, it's going to be, I have a serious problem right now. Like, I'm really being serious, because I was talking to a scout, the assistant GM for the Chiefs, and Dane happened to come in my room, and he asked Dane, he said, "Hey, how good is the tight ends?" And Dane said just echoed what I said like a week ago. "I can close my eyes, and if we got 12 personnel, I can pick any 4 of them guys." And Kamari, being the freshman, is coming on, but if that was 4 years ago, Kamari would be our starter. But we are I think what people forget about, I read the paper and I see like, they got this projected starters, and they got Caddis and Bates. Well, did y'all see Jordan Dingle play last year? Jordan Dingle was a pretty good tight end. And now that he's back, he was pretty good out there today. It's just a good problem to have with Bates being the veteran in there. But we got 3 really good young guys. And then Isaiah Cummings, now as Liam is back, Isaiah Cummings probably was the best tight end in training camp. So it's a good problem to have. Now, I just got to make sure I don't screw it up. So.
It's been talk with Isaiah and Liam coming back. Is it just his energy level, pep in his step, his confidence? What is it about that? I guess, partnership.
Yeah, that's a good question. There was a lot of people that wanted Isaiah because they remember seeing him in 21, the plays he made. There was one particular school down the road that I think he was really considering going to, but me and Zay got a really good relationship, and I told him, "Hey man, when I knew it was probably going to be a change." And we had an idea who the coordinator was. It was like Christmas. Zay's whole attitude just changed, and it was very unfair for him, man, because he was such a big factor in that offense, and then just to go to nothing. But what I love about Zay, he kept his character right. He was very supportive of the other guys. But now it's his time, and he's actually even more bigger, faster, stronger right now. So I'm very excited to see him.
Vince, when you have a room that's this deep and talented, and it sounds like these guys have earned their chance to be on the field, and then you factor in the portal on top of, do you have to get creative in certain ways to make sure those guys who've earned it?
Well, I don't think we'd be looking for a tight end in the portal for a while because we're very talented. But even though they played last year, in my room, it's all what you. It ain't what you did last year. It's what you're gonna do this year, and they are competing right now, and it's gonna be. It's very hard to me right now. I think Bates is the true Y, but Caddis can be a true Y. But Bates has earned it. Bates has had a really good training camp. And so Bates is a true wide, and the other guys you just throw in there.
Brendan told us he doesn't want to be typecast just as the blocking tight end anymore, which is why he lost weight. He wanted to prove himself as a pass catcher. Have you seen that kind of motivation?
I don't think y'all realize Bates was pretty fast. Like, now he was damn near 270. He was 270 last year. I said, you're going to be a tackle if you go over that mark. And he came back in spring. He was 255. We had Bates at almost 21 miles per hour at one time here. You guys don't see everything. I think a couple of you guys might have been at the scrimmage, our first scrimmage, and he really was very, very productive in that scrimmage. I think he had about 3 catches for about 60-something yards, and I think he had a touchdown. But where I love him is he's still very physical at the point of attack, and he does get labeled like that, I think, sometimes because of all the other guys, but he's a pretty reliable guy. I'm very excited about Brendan Bates.
Liam mentioned to us that he could even see him using some 14 personnel with this much.
We actually, it's 14, but we have 2 guys that are like receivers, and Jordan Dingle and Isaiah Cummings. And I just think, it's so much talent in there. And I know I should say, like, we had a talented room, but that was me when it was with C.J. Conrad, Jordan, Justin Riggs, and the other kid we had. But now I can start any 4 of these guys, and I think that you're going to get the same production. So, and what I love about them, they're all smart. They're all 3.5s and up in the classroom. They can do anything. They can play F, Y, Z. It's a good problem to have. This is the first time where I'm a little worried, like, man, how I'm going to get all these guys, playing time. But Liam's pretty good. Like, when we in 12 personnel, I mean, like I said, you can interchange any one of them guys. And like somebody just said, we were in 14 personnel, and it looked pretty damn good. So
I was going to say, do you run more 12 personnel because that's his style, or because you just have so many tight ends that can play?
I think y'all got an idea of it last year when y'all was wondering why Skaggs was playing a lot of tight end heavy set. Mm-hmm. Them guys are pretty. They can do some pretty good things. But I think you still. Now the good problem is you still got them 2 little young dudes on the outside, and then having Barryon Brown come in. I mean, it's going to be a good problem to have. It's going to really be a good problem to have.